How's everybody doing?
Good evening, Sweden.
Cheers.
So that was weird. You guys were listening to the record. We were right over there.
We're right back there doing interviews. Very interesting.
We were like this. Boo? No, I think they like it.
Wasn't us. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're outside Live Nation's headquarters here in Stockholm, Sweden. In here, we have Rival Sons. In here, they're going to perform a small acoustic thing with a new album. But we, on TellUs Rock, are going to interview them. We're going to get this. We're going to find out everything about it. So join us, please. We're inside Rival Sons' dressing room now, and this is Rival Sons candy. Very good. So, a warm welcome to Scott Holiday and Jay Buchanan from Rival Sons.
Thank you.
Thanks, it's good to be here.
Oh, it's an honor meeting you.
It is a warm welcome. It's nice weather here.
It is actually, and well, it could be very different in Sweden. April weather in Sweden could be really shitty as well, but thank you for bringing the weather from California. And we have to start right away with new album, Dark Fighter, coming out June 2nd. We've heard 3 singles so far, Nobody Wants to Die, Rapture, and now The Bird in the Hand. Oh my God, how do you do it?
I like.
How do you do it, Mr. Puzzler?
I take it you're good with it.
I mean, I have to be honest, Nobody Wants to Die is one of the best songs I've heard. I mean, I could do this interview just telling you this to get you happy, but I'm super honest. And, you know, I work with radio and I hear rock and roll songs all day. This is a fucking hit. I need to ask you, I need to start asking you, how do you write a song like that?
I mean, a song like Nobody Wants to Die, we were having kind of a good loose time writing that song. It wasn't something too labored over, not on my end anyway.
Okay, well, we put it together extremely quickly. We that was one that came. It was like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so it's like Scott sent me the verse, guitar parts, and that main riff. It's like, okay, so then I write a little turnaround thing and write a chorus and everything, and then we had it. You know, we had the basic form, and then once we got into the studio, it was the chorus, or not the bridge.
The bridge.
Right,
we
happened in the studio, yeah.
Which is
but
fun. It's fun because we leave a little something extra to happen spontaneously.
But you normally start writing the song by, you know, the music first, the lyrics first, or can that vary?
And it happens both ways. It happens
Okay.
both ways. Sometimes when I'm writing, I'll just get a melody, and then lyrics come after the melody, and then I'll throw a little guitar on there, and then I'll send my ideas to Scott, and then Scott will throw a riff or write a new part or write a chorus or whatever, and then send it back to me, and then we just end up building like that. But there's no like hard fast rule about how a song gets written.
Nobody Wants to Die started with that riff in the
Yeah,
verse
with the
thing,
riff,
which
yeah.
I had kind of stashed away.
You had it stashed away.
I stashed it away. I mean, I think I came up with it somewhere around the Feral Roots cycle. And I just make notes in my phone and stuff and play stuff into it and get ideas. And we had an idea for a song, and this little idea just kept sticking with me. So that's what I sent over to Jay, and he put that chorus together really quick and all the verse melody and stuff.
Well, you should do this as a living.
Nice.
So looking at the video, Bird in the Hand, it's a real nice video. I mean, you've done it before, but similar ones. But this feels like a soundtrack to like a big movie, like Ocean's 11 or something like that. Was that? I mean, tell us about making a video like that. How long time does it take? Is it your own ideas, or how does it work?
Yeah, we wrote the video, the Bird in the Hand specifically. We wrote it with Kurt Kubitschek, the director.
Yeah,
He's a friend of ours, and we had written a couple of different things for that video, and every time this is the funny thing about writing for any type of film.
yeah,
You know, we're musicians and we're writers and all of that, so you know, we've worked on the previous couple of videos, and writing for that, but understanding the economy of how to get something done for a certain budget. That's where you have, you know, other producers and a director. They bring things into focus like, look, here's what's possible. So we had written a few different things that had similar qualities to it in the storyline. And it was Kurt who really came in like, look, if we do it like this, here's how much it's going to cost. Oh God, we can't do that.
Yeah.
So understanding the
Practical economization.
Yeah.
Because of the actual money. Like, there's no way we're getting these 1,000 shots in like
Yeah.
1 day.
where are you going to get 400 extras in there in the shot? But anyways, it was really Kurt who brought things into focus. Like, look, you know, we'll do it this way. And he took some ideas that we had and then presented another setup for us where the economy of setups throughout the day for what our budget was, where that was going to work. And he was really instrumental in it. And then we just took it from there and embellished and worked really hard on the day. And I attribute, you know, all of that to an incredible crew. The band had a great time, you know, for all of our creative efforts and everything that goes into something like that. Without a team of people that really knows what they're doing, there was no, you know, we'd be dead in the water, you know.
Small budgets. The first video me and Jay wrote. The second video Jay wrote. My son stars in it.
Yeah.
And this video we worked on with Kurt Kubicek. So we're having fun with all the videos. We decided to kind of.
But is that like a childhood dream being, I mean, you're rock stars now. That's like on top.
Yeah, this is the childhood dream.
Yeah.
For
so
sure.
this acting thing, is this like, you know.
Honestly, it wasn't a dream at all. I think it's a means to an end. I think we just are having a lot of fun with it.
That's really it.
For me, anyway.
We're not actors, you know, and I think that it was once
We are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely are. I could really see you in a movie like Ocean's 11 or something like that.
Oh, well, that's
We're
great.
all like in film enthusiasts. Like we're all in movies.
It really dawned on me, like when we had written, we put so much hard work into that first video, into Nobody Wants to Die.
Yeah.
And we set things up, we meet and we're talking, we're doing the storyboarding, working with the director, getting the casting, getting all the locations. I had been driving around the desert, picking out, you know, all of this hard work to get this stuff done. And then it was on the day of our shoot when we finally showed up there. I was excited, you know. All right, yeah, this is gonna be fun. I got preacher outfit, everything, got all the details. Everything's taken care of, except for as soon as we start shooting, going, oh yeah, I don't know how to act at all. I just go like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to act right now. Okay. I'm gonna just let the costume do the acting.
Oh, well, you did a great job, so
Thanks.
you should be proud of that as well. Well, they say, like, if you're a super talent in something, you lack talent in something else. I mean, you obviously are super talented when it comes to music and acting as well, but do you agree with this? I mean, I've talked to some musicians that say, like, I can't, you know, even draw a sketch. I can't, it's completely, or are you, like, multi-talented? So you, like, play all the instruments, you can write, you know.
There's so much shit I cannot do.
All right.
I couldn't begin. I cannot do so many. I can't do more things that I can. That's for sure. More things that I'm proficient in. There's so many other things that I'm not good at.
Specific though, Jay can definitely sketch. I can definitely sketch.
Yeah.
Done a ton of our artwork
Of course.
and like come up with concepts and stuff that way. And
But you have to be really
I
bad
wasn't
at
really
something.
worried about. Absolutely, I wasn't really worried about the acting part of these videos. I figured everybody would be pretty good with it.
Well, and plus, it's like when you make a video, when you see classically when bands are in videos, it still works when they can't act for shit. It's still funny. It's still cool because it's a band.
Yeah.
You know, in a video. But there's so many things that I'm no good at. But I don't like to think about those. I like to
of
think
course.
about the
Let's
things I'm
focus
great
on the
at.
good stuff. That's
I have
how
my
it is.
favorite scenes. So if you want to go back and watch the videos,
Yeah.
the first video, there's so many good scenes.
Yeah.
But the one that gets me every time is the part where he pulls out the money and licks it. Every time. I'm like, that's my part right there. In the new video, it's another really unsuspecting moment.
Yeah.
It's Dave Bestie in the chorus with the money on doing this.
Yeah.
The puckering lips every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's great. That's amazing.
That's amazing, definitely.
Yeah.
So if we go back a couple of years, or I mean, now it's many years now. How did Rival Sons become Rival Sons? How did it start?
Well, that's going to be different if you ask him. If you ask me.
Well, that's great.
For me, I was working with our old bass player and our current drummer.
Yeah.
But me and Miley had another band, essentially, another fella, and it just kind of ran its path for me, working with this other singer. This really sweet guy, really, really great guy. But creatively, it wasn't quite syncing up for me. Okay. But I had these other two guys, and I'm like, these guys are great, though. Like, I love these guys, and it's time for us to move forward. It's just hard when you like the other people that, you know, I've done this my whole life through high school and everything. I've been a head chopper. Like, you gotta kind of separate it to like make something happen.
Yeah.
So
that's how it started for you then.
Yeah, when I made that decision, I started looking around a little bit, and I found Jay through a friend of ours, mutual friend, and just listened to something he had put online, and It was a real great moment for me because I had been looking for this voice, essentially, for many years of my life, a voice with this kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And I just connected to him really quickly. I mean, immediately. I just knew undoubtedly, without him knowing, without anybody else knowing, I felt very like, holy shit, I'm pursuing this. And it wasn't even the material. I didn't even heard, he had a big career already. He had albums out and stuff. And I didn't need it all. I didn't need to know anything. I didn't even really see him. I just heard about 20 seconds of a song, and I had been looking and hearing so many people that I just knew that's the voice that goes with what I'm writing. That's the sound I hear in my head, in my heart, you know. So I pursued Jay, and I told Miley immediately that I had found the guy, and Miley knew Jay. I didn't know if Jay lived in Stockholm. I didn't know where he was from or like what he did, really. I didn't look that deep. I just hit up Miley, and Miley knew Jay from older days, and they had played together and stuff. So
okay.
Miley connected us, and kind of started from there. We connected and kind of hit it off, and things went well, and we had to do it.
So since then, it's just been, you know, it was just meant to be then.
I would say it was meant to be because we've been doing it for 13 years now. So yeah. I think it's fair to say at this point, it was meant to be for at least 13 years. Yeah. 14 years.
Over 14 years.
God,
yeah, it's crazy. It's actually closer to 15 is what's crazy.
I can't even. Yeah. I can't even. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, I think.
But does it feel like, you know, time is just, you know, I mean, for you, you've been, I mean, touring, releasing records and everything. Time moves fast, of course, but can you stop sometimes and just think about, shit, this is my life? Or is it just, you know, touring, new record?
I think it's both. I think that you get time for introspection, specifically, you know, if we're going to be talking about this record at some point, like with the Dark Fighter record and the subsequent Lightbringer album, you know, you have, that was written during a time of very deep introspection. Because you talk about, like, do you ever get the time to just sit back and go, this is my life? Well, yeah, that was during the shutdown of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a worldwide thing, and that for us in the United States, we had, you know, a lot of isolation, where just like everywhere else did. So, getting that amount of crazy isolation, spending more time with my family and my kids, then they saw more of me, and I saw more of them than ever in their lives.
Yeah.
And more time with my wife than ever in our relationship, and really having that time. So if you want to talk about like sitting back and taking a deep breath and going like, this is my life, oh buddy, got a lot of that.
Yeah.
And definitely took stock so much, and it was very effective for me to shift gears internally to, you know, thinking about what I really want out of my life, what I really want out of our artistic creation, out of our career. And Scott and I talked, you know, over and over about these things, but really talking about like, well, what are we doing? What's the nature of what we're creating and how we're going about it. How about if we go do this, and we discuss how about if we go about it this way. And I think that truly informed more than any album. This is our 8th and 9th record.
Yeah.
In as many years as we mentioned. It's our 8th and 9th record, and the way that it came about and the way that we mined for this material, it is so different than any other record that we've made. And the refractory period that we would have in between recording sessions and all of that, it was truly a new experience that it afforded us even more introspection to go deeper and deeper into that mine and see how far we can go, dig more out, and go a little bit deeper and see what we could find.
Super. sounds. I mean, that you kind of, if you take like COVID-19 for artists like yourself, weren't able to tour or do anything. Is that? I mean, you're releasing 2 records this year. We're talking. I mean, Lightbringer, which will be released later this year. Two records in a year.
Yeah.
Is that a result of being, not touring during COVID, or is it just that you have so many hits that you need to release them?
I don't know if I would call them hits.
Do you have so many hits?
Oh, well, I have so many hits. I
Call it songs then, but
I like your language. Very
I like
much,
that language
but
too.
I feel weird to take it on.
Yeah.
But I think we just had a lot of songs that I know we had a lot of songs that we felt were worthy and appropriate and intended for this collection. When we tried to pare it down, it just didn't work. It felt out of balance. It felt like we were excluding things for the sake of excluding things. It wasn't like the songs aren't good, it's not good or whatever. But we didn't want to put out one big long record.
Yeah.
Neither of us are fans of 70-minute records or whatever. So that's why we were originally trying to pare it down a little bit. It didn't work.
Yeah, like every time we try to pare it down, it felt so. It felt
We were paring
intrinsically wrong. It felt like the wrong thing to do.
Yeah. But I mean, you're starting a huge tour in May now. You're going to be traveling a lot. Will the tour contain songs from both albums, or will it be just from a new album? Or
Well, this tour, you won't get to hear Lightbringer music until Lightbringer comes out. It's already enough that really our tour starts about a month before Darkfighter officially.
yeah, exactly. We're talking June 2nd.
We do have plans at this point to play the entire album, so people will still get for a month get to hear songs that they haven't heard yet. So I think that's probably enough songs that people will go have to take on at face value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
it's a tricky thing to consider a set list.
Yeah, that's my next question actually.
Eight,
About the set list.
Yeah, eight records, until the fall when Lightbringer comes out. But, dealing with the idea of curating a set list now, well, we have these new songs that are, this is who we are right now. And we have all of these other songs that have helped build our career and helped get us all of those fans that bought, that are so supportive and kind that buy these tickets. To come and see us and make it so that we can even come across the pond and see everybody out in Europe and in the UK and everything. And so it's like, we want to play these new songs, and how many of the old songs are we going to play? So it's like, we're going to have to negotiate that,
Well, how do you do that? How do you do a set list when you've been active for such a long time with so many songs? I mean, is it a fight?
Yeah, I mean, not between the band.
Yeah.
For us, it's there's just songs that are really important to people, and songs that work really well for us live, that fun. And when they work really well with the audience, they work really well with us because it's a symbiotic thing that happens. People are reacting to riffs and vocals and parts, and that's part of it. It's part of the reason you go see your favorite bands and stuff. So some of those, they're fun to put in there for us, and then when we play those ones. And then there's a lot of deep cuts we want to rip in, so we just periodically will go, let's bring this guy back.
And we'll have different songs that are gratifying to each one of us individually for different reasons, as well. And then, You have personal favorites, and then you have audience favorites, or songs that are going to get people ramped up, and then you have to negotiate to yourself whether or not, like, are we working harder to make them happy or ourselves?
Yeah.
You know, so
Well,
there's that.
that's very interesting
Yeah.
to talk about. If you're, I mean, of course you're playing for the fans, but you have to have fun on stage as well. But for you, creating a set list, how much is it? I mean, do you use, for example, Spotify to see like, okay, this song is huge in Germany, so let's play it there, for example?
Well, we've looked at that for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that looking at that is just understanding the metrics of like what that market does. But then that goes back to what I was saying, like, well, how much do you want to work to make sure or make the audience feel like they're getting exactly what they ordered? Because in all, the audience doesn't really order anything except us. They order the restaurant, not the menu.
Yeah.
You know, and so you have to look at like how much are we beholden to make sure they get every fucking thing they're looking for, you know? Like, is it our job to make sure, are you happy? Are you happy after every song? Like, no. We also need to be on stage, make ourselves happy. And I feel like that's what the audience wants as well. But once you get into the gray area of asking people if they're satisfied, then you have to please them, and who the fuck wants to be there?
It's like whenever you make a post about a tour, you got a lot of people that write and comment in and say, hell yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Excited. But you have way more people where cities have been, countries have been omitted. That's what people write about. What, no Spain? No Spain? You don't want to come to Spain? And it's just, you know what I mean? On and on, pretty much.
You're not coming to Kazakhstan again?
Yeah.
Unfollow.
I guess you hate Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. So it's the same way with the set list. You put a set list together and you're like, play a bunch of deep cuts. Everybody like, what? No Electric Man? If we play every single popular song except one.
That's how it is.
That's what we're.
You didn't play Over the Road. I knew you guys were fake.
Yeah. Yeah. Posers. You guys didn't play.
You guys sold out. You didn't play that deep cut?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you can't win.
Yeah. Well,
You can make some of the people happy. Some
Now
of
you
the
would have to
time.
play all the
You can make
songs.
some of the people happy all the time, but you can never make all the people happy all the time.
I knew it. Warner Brothers write you guys' songs now.
Yeah.
Like people just say whatever. I don't know what, you know.
Oh, you guys are playing a big venue? Looks like somebody sold out.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's your orgasm song?
Huh?
That's for
I've heard
Jay.
that Tina Turner once said that every time she plays the song the best, she gets an orgasm.
I don't know what she comes to when we play. I don't know.
But you must
I don't
have a
know.
song that when you play, or you play like this, this riff or the chorus or something, you feel like you're God. Must have like this specific moment in each concert that you're like, holy shit. Or is it the whole concert? I mean, that would be
I'm coming the whole
amazing.
time.
Yeah, I just like coming.
My pants after every song.
Yeah, I need a fucking colostomy bag on my dick. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It just fills up in my pant leg. No, it's like it's the whole set list for me. There's songs that I like more than others,
Yeah.
but that's just like people with their children.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, we have a lot. I think there's a lot of fun songs to play.
Yeah.
It's best like when we're doing a new record. It's really distracting that our record's playing up there. I just got us.
Well, no, and they're playing the video. You can hear they're playing the video.
Oh yeah.
We do look. We do have tracks that are gratifying for me. Bell Star is a gratifying track to play because I know that's a singular song that sounds truly like us, and it doesn't sound like anybody else doing anything. A song like Rich and the Poor sounds uniquely like us. It's like that's from a deep well of ours, and that's really one of the main things that is so exciting that I look forward to about releasing all of these songs for both records out into the world, because we've been sitting on them. We've been sitting on these tracks for the last couple of years. That's our identity sitting there waiting in the vault.
Yeah.
So I really look forward to just being able to open up. It's like keeping a secret that you don't want to.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to putting all of those songs out there and just getting to live that identity now. And just being done with it and on to the next thing.
Yeah, we'll look forward to get you to Sweden, which will be in, I think, November or something like that.
Yeah, we're coming
up.
up.
A really special relationship with Sweden because things landed here really well for us early in our career. I think we were doing Trondheim.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry, not Trondheim. That's
Norway.
Tragedern in Gotham. Is that what it's called?
Gothenburg.
Gothenburg.
Yeah.
What's the venue in the park?
Tregon.
Tregon.
Ah, yeah.
There it is. I was
Translated, it's garden.
The garden.
Yeah, the garden. Yeah.
So we did a show. I think that's where the show was that we did. We filmed it and actually made it into a film. And that
God,
film,
I haven't seen.
remember that? And that film, actually, our old manager and dear friend Tom Consolo had a connection at Palladia, which was a live concert show on MTV during the time of Around Pressure and Time. And it became a video that they played.
Yeah.
So we were fairly, unheard of in the U.S. And we had a full, hour and a half special on MTV from Gothenburg, Sweden. And it was just great. It was like a sold out. The crowd sung along.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I always felt a certain kinship to this place.
Well, serendipitously too. Like we had the show filmed and all of that. It was also one of the bright moments for us ever giving a concert. That show that was subsequently televised was a very special night for us.
Yeah.
Like I remember that show and I remember the feeling, and all of us, we got off stage, we were looking at each other even during the set, swinging for the fences because the energy was so there. It was so on. And I remember being on stage just thinking like, oh my God, this is being filmed. Oh yes, perfect. But to have something like that galvanized, on film is an incredible thing.
Of course. So you have to watch it.
I haven't seen that since it. I don't know.
I mixed the sound and I mixed with Mark Rains and had a heavy hand in editing. It's beautiful. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I watched the shit out of it and listened to the shit out of it when we did it. Okay.
All right.
Where do we want to put this one?
Let's.
What do you like? You ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Free cigars calling, started winning like a headbang. Said X's and O's, big as a tall. Now, do you want to kiss a dead man? Do you want to kiss a dead man? So come on over the mountain, but nobody told her the truth.